This is the first year we've had raised beds, so it's kind of the first year I've ever been really successful with growing radishes and some lettuces. I've added a lot of herbs this year to the garden. I've got an entire bed of carrots right here behind us. So that's what's fun about raised beds, is you can do more in them than potentially you could do in the ground, because I don't have to weed nearly as much around things like carrots, onions, radishes, and they're just a lot easier to grow. These radishes are one of the first things that you can harvest out of the garden, which is super fun. You're supposed to thin your radishes once they start to come up. You can see I did not really do that. I did a pretty terrible job at thinning my radishes. I don't even think I really tried. So I just kind of put them in and let them go. I've got 2 or 3 varieties of radishes in here, so they're definitely ready to pick. And I'm going to be harvesting some of this lettuce as well. I've never been real successful with lettuce, and so I'm excited to be able to bring that in. It's got a few little spots on it, but that's okay. It looks great. The lettuce is something that you can keep replanting through the season if you can get it in early and then replant. If it's not too hot, you should be able to grow multiple batches of lettuce and spinach and things like that. So I've got all this beautiful lettuce that I'm going to take inside. I'm going to wash it up and I'm going to put it in some plastic bags because it will store really nicely for a couple of weeks. The obnoxious thing about dill is it's usually bolted and gone to seed well before it's time to make pickles. So this year I'm trying really hard to harvest my dill before it goes to seed and then dry it so I can still use it in my pickles and not have to try to buy this at the grocery store when it's time to actually make pickles for the season. But of course, just like cilantro, they're not ready at the same time as, you know, it's time to make salsa. So you gotta get creative if you know how to, you know, freeze dry, dehydrate, you know, preserve your herbs and oils. Those will make them last a little bit longer than they would have, so you can use them later on in the season. I'm gonna take this pretty well down here. Feed the rest to the chickens. I've got a pretty good little morning harvest here. I still have some strawberries I need to come back out and harvest, but for now I'm gonna get this inside and get going on washing it and putting it up. Not worried about stuff being on this lettuce. Obviously there's a little bit of dirt on our lettuce, but we have, you know, some pests, some earwigs and things like that, and that's what I want to make sure that I am removing from our lettuce, is any of the little pests that might be in here. So I'm gonna, you know, just basically give this a wash in some cold water, and then I'm going to dry this as best I can. The key to, you know, having your produce last longer is to get it nice and dry after you wash it. So I'm going to be, you know, patting this down, getting as much of the moisture out of this as I can before I bag it up. If you have a salad spinner, that's a great way to get your salad nice and dry and retain the crispness, is, you know, is to use one of those salad spinners. I don't have one of those. I used to, but I didn't use it enough, so it didn't make the cut in one of the moves that we made. So I just, you know, do it like this and let it dry. There's a few ways, you know, that you can get this accomplished. I'll end up using a few kitchen towels to get it nice and dry, and that's okay. once I do, I'm going to store it in a bag in the fridge for a couple of weeks, and we'll definitely be planning some salads for dinner. And hopefully I found all of the earwigs before they find me. They like to climb in the dog's water bowl. For a couple of years when we first bought the house, well, I say the first year, we didn't have any landscaping and there was a lot of weeds, and the weeds being up closer to the house made so that we ended up with more earwigs in the house than you would like, and they would find their way in my daughter's water bottles and like the straws. One of them actually sucked one up into her mouth once, so that wasn't very fun. So I try really hard with diatomaceous earth around the house, outside, in the window sills, and on the back and front porches, to keep those pesky little earwigs out. They can also terrorize my garden and my raspberries and things like that pretty heavily. So pretty much the only thing I found that I can use is, that's safe for everything, is the diatomaceous earth, and that seems to do the trick. I'm going to be pickling up some of these beautiful radishes that I don't eat for lunch. I think I'll just make a quick little jar of pickled radishes, and then I'll feed these scraps to the animals. Nobody else in my house will eat fresh radishes, so I'm going to be pickling most of these up. I'm just going to slice them really quick, nice and uniform, and then I'm going to add a couple cloves of garlic and some of that fresh dill. And I don't have any jalapenos. I would normally use fresh jalapenos here, but instead I've got some freeze-dried peppers from last year's garden I'm going to throw in here because I like these to be a little bit spicy. And then I'm going to make a quick brine. I also added a tablespoon of pickling spice and a few peppercorns for some spice as well. And then again, these are those hot peppers that I have freeze-dried that I'm putting in on top of the radishes. Brine is just 1 cup of white vinegar, 1 cup of water, and a tablespoon of uniodized salt. Warm that up to dissolve the salt, and then pour that over your radish mixture and put that in the fridge to pickle for at least 24 hours, but the longer you let them sit, the better. And the nice thing about this brine is as you eat these radishes out, you can continue to just keep adding more radishes from the garden. You don't have to remake the brine every time. Just keep slicing your radishes up and adding them back to your jar. In my dehydrator that I need to just put in some jars until I'm ready to use them. You can, take some of the stems off. It depends on what you're using them for. This dill, I definitely, don't care if there's some stems. Probably easier to actually use the dill if it stays on the stem because it's pretty fragile. The parsley, when I go to use this, I'll probably break this off the stem, but just for getting it into these jars to save it right now, I'm not going to take a lot of time to take this off the stem because I feel like I'll be wasting a lot of it if I try to do that. But I didn't have to dry this very long. I didn't have a ton of it, but I wanted to preserve what I did have, so I'm just using my handy little Nesco dehydrator on the lowest setting, which for me is about 95 degrees, and I just dried this for probably about 24 hours if I remember right. Really, you can just check it, make sure that it's nice and dry and crumbly and crispy when you take it out of the dehydrator, and it should be good to go for using for your spices or marinades, rubs. Again, oops, that was dill. I'm going to be using my dill for making pickles later in the season, so I'm just wanting to preserve that because it's always something I have a hard time finding fresh when it's time to make pickles, and I think this should work pretty well. So I will report back on how well my dried dill works for making pickles this season, because it's definitely something I'm going to try, and if it works really well, then next year I will definitely be planting more dill from in the raised bed area so that I can harvest a lot more of that, because you could also use it in like ranch seasoning mix and dips and things like that. So this is the parsley that I planted last year that went to seed out there. Again, I didn't get a ton of that, but I've got a little more dill that I picked today. I'm going to get going on the dehydrator trays, and everything that you can do yourself is just, you know, that much more you don't have to buy at the store. So the best way I found to store my fresh lettuce is to try to get it just as dry as possible. And once I get that all nice and dry, I'm going to put some paper towels down in a Ziploc bag. I'm just going to stuff all this lettuce down in here and put it in the fridge. And if you get this out and you notice that your paper towel is pretty damp, I would replace that paper towel with a dry one and seal that up, and that should last you a couple of weeks in your crisper drawer. If you haven't already given the channel a subscribe and like this video, I would appreciate that very much. And if you have any questions about growing a garden or what we grow on our 1 acre homestead, leave those down in the comments below. We'll see you next time.